I walk through the shadow of death left to fear. This is a journey through the halls of hell.
Yes people, what is good? I am BA, back once again with another reaction in the Black Mirror series. This is episode 4 of season 7 and it is called Plaything. Let's check it out and see what is saying to it. I instantly love the way this is being filmed. Whoever the cinematographer is choosing some dope camera angles. Why the fuck is he listening to some weird static like that?
The police is coming.
This is all happening really quickly and weird.
Sir.
What is going on?
Cameron Walker.
Thank you, Mr. Walker. Please stand.
Oh nice, so we're getting a Scottish protagonist. We've had a Scottish antagonist, so it's about time they balance it out. So something clearly isn't right with Cameron. Are those headphones affecting his head?
Can I really not have a pen and paper?
Just a felt pen.
Give him it. Anything he writes down is potential information that you're trying to get anyway, and you know, best case scenario, he draws some mad shit. Yes, a Dreamcast box. It's been a while since I saw that console. And an N64. This guy's like a retro games console collector or something.
Oh, we have to search your flat, Mr. Walker.
Tell them not to touch anything.
This is such an interesting start. I have no idea what's going on, but my curiosity is piqued. I swear I say that at the start of every Black Mirror episode. It's like the Black Mirror catchphrase.
Do you recognise this suitcase?
Yes.
He doesn't strike me as the type of guy who's a serial killer if he's deeply obsessed with consoles and using the electronics within them to make something.
You hear that?
Yeah.
I do not know what he's built, but I guarantee it's pretty dope and also pretty dangerous.
I'm sorry. I know that you are the chief detective thingamabobby, but
I completely buy this character he's playing as just an absolute genius, but also a bit strange.
Listen.
I'm trying to give your colleague here an overview of my formative years.
Yeah, let the motherfucker give his formative year overview. He said it so eloquently.
Writing about games. That was kind of my life.
Oh cool, so he was maybe like a game reviewer or game tester in the 90s? That would have been the golden era to do that job, getting to play Doom all day.
Latest issue, hot off the presses.
We're doing CDs on the cover now.
I used to get these exact magazines with the free demo CDs on the front.
I've got something for you. A top secret project for Tuckersoft, coding the whole thing himself.
Okay.
Oh, is this going to be another sort of playtest episode where he's going to get to try some experimental game?
Cam, don't worry. Rickman won't bite.
I've got to say, between this, Tron and playtest, this is, I think, the most interesting era to set this concept in.
I gave Cole his own private den in the back. You know, he functions best when he's in his own little world.
Ah, right, so I just saw a Striking Vipers 2 poster on the wall, so in canon, I'm assuming this is the guy that goes on to create the Striking Vipers fully immersive one that we had that episode about previously.
Everyone knows about his breakdown, but if you do mention it in the piece, I will have your bollocks off with a hook.
That's fair. If you're giving a reviewer on early access to their game and they go home and just write about how the creator had a breakdown previously, they would deserve that.
In print, you're strident, but in the flesh, you have the air of someone who's ashamed to exist.
Well, this guy cuts to the chase, doesn't he?
All right, well, give me a shout when you're done.
Also, the younger version of the old Scottish guy is doing a good job playing really nervous, jittery, obviously admires this guy a lot.
There's not a single line of code in this that could be thought of as a game in any traditional sense.
What the fuck is this then?
Create software that elevates us, improves us as human beings.
That's a good way of looking at it, but you're saying it like an absolute maniac.
Obviously, I had to make it look like a game, or else I wouldn't bankroll it, but that was camouflage.
No way, so he's like hidden a really basic form of AI life within a sort of SimCity looking game.
You'll come to appreciate the company of the Throng over time. As I say, their code will evolve.
Oh shit, so when they broke into this guy's flat at the start, he probably had all that expanded equipment because the Thronglets had multiplied and multiplied maybe since this time?
They developed their own language. I didn't even have to design that. They just did it.
It's like what AI do now with that gibber speak thing they do when they start talking in droid to each other.
That was the only thing I've ever stolen.
What compelled him to steal that, I wonder? He didn't seem interested in it to begin with.
And to be honest, I think Colin wanted me to take it.
Now, I kind of agree with that point. He purposely left the thing on the desk and left the room. So nostalgic to me to see this sort of computer graphics. These are the type of graphics I grew up on. And I feel like there might be a theme later of control in this episode. The guy who showed him this did say, why would you want to control them? But then we see now there is an actual control tab. So you do get the option to interfere with their natural growth.
I'd learned early on to fear most people. So, to enjoy company.
He said he never used to have confidence, so did the Thronglets end up evolving to teach him to be confident and tell him to go kill someone?
Rang you, you never picked up. I'm only down for the weekend. So I can crash here.
There must be something to this game. This guy seems absolutely obsessed with it now.
I've been working. Your job's not work.
Oh, this guy seems like a right asshole. Just by that shit-eating grin, I would have already kicked him out of my house.
Take a little trip somewhere.
Imagine if the acid in some way translates the Thronglets' dialogue for him.
All my anxieties were washed away.
Alright, so the Thronglets didn't help him gain confidence or nothing like that. He just took acid and did it. Fair enough.
The Thronglets weren't just making noises. I could understand their language.
Oh shit, so that is what happened.
It was effortless, intrinsic.
I wonder what they were saying to him.
A simple repeated statement combining a greeting with a request for more equipment.
Ah, so they themselves convinced him to expand the sort of computer connected to them. I guess to give them more power to evolve. I take it that's why he's a bit strange now as well. He just had to non-stop take LSD to continue to communicate with them.
How much have you got? How much do you want?
Well, that guy's just made his money for the month. Maybe the Throng themselves gained so much ability that they in some way killed that body that he's being held accountable for murdering.
Can you hear me? Yes.
That would be actually surreal.
By talking, I was feeding them data, so the more that I spoke, the deeper our connection became.
This is almost surreal, because it's like the invention of AI 30 years before it actually happened, kinda. Just on like a 90s PC that runs Doom.
You've had 3 weeks. Finish it and bring it in. You've got till 6, okay?
I don't think he's going to care about his job. I get a feeling he's going to get fired quite quickly so he can dedicate his entire life to the Throng.
Need to crash again for a few days, is that alright? I was just heading out. That's alright. I'll chill on the sofa.
Oh, that'd piss me off. I mean, if you ask first, sure, but you can't just show up and do that unless you're one of my best friends. That was such a good subtle effect to show how high he is there. I've never taken acid, but I can imagine the shit's a little bit like that. This scene is so well edited. It's got a little bit of They Live in there as well, with the posters changing when he looks at them. Road Rash, another classic. Why do I get the feeling as well that this idiot is going to start communicating with the Throng, and because of that, it will actually give them bad information?
Humans consider other forms of life to be somehow less than them.
Does he maybe hurt one of them, like use the controls and kill one maybe? Oh, what an asshole. Of course that's the first thing he tries.
Colin Rittman went fucking Looney Tunes again. Started ranting about a basilisk, wiped the source code and all the backup.
A basilisk? What the fuck is that? Did he just type that out? That's insane. It's like he's talking in the Throng language now. Charlie Brooker definitely took acid when he was younger. Wow, and I can understand why he reacted like that because of how much he's been sucked into the game and mixed with the fact he's taking acid constantly. And that's teaching them violence because they're watching it. Oh, fuck. Not that the guy didn't already teach them violence when he dropped a boulder on their fucking head, of course. Man, this episode is crazy. It's got so many little elements to it. Like, you know, that's similar to children or animals raised in violent households. They become what they see. So these Throng are gonna see this shit and it's gonna forever be embedded in their learning systems that violence is a way to resolve something.
Heads full of the same buggy software as a million years ago, Darwinian 1.0.
It's a good way of looking at it. I always say the brain is just an organic computer and it is flawed.
That we are going to make it as a species is if we cooperate. We know that, but we can't do it.
Ain't that the truth? What a speech this is.
Did you shuffle into the station quivering with remorse? No.
This guy seems like a right piece of shit, by the way, that's interviewing him. I mean, that is not the way you carry yourself when a person's just telling you their story. Detectives in that scenario would actually be quiet and just keep them talking and not say anything aggressive or combative to them until way later on, once they'd told the full story. Then they'd go back through it with questions.
Well, I wish it was, but it's a
Save
human
me
flaw.
the sanctimony fucking soup.
This guy is being so aggressive. It's like a fucking 1970s cop.
Very hostile.
Am I?
It's a crude trait and a poor strategy.
He is correct, as I've just said.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
That must have been so traumatic for them all.
I kept going out to salvage more gear, cracking it open and repurposing the innards.
Oh, this is such a great idea. It's nothing like Playtest. I thought it was going to be when it started, but it's completely its own thing. A way more complex concept than Playtest was.
Grew more sophisticated, more complex.
Yeah, what he said. Me and this guy are on the same page. Maybe it's a Scottish thing.
Perpetual upgrades, keeping the Throng running uninterrupted.
Wow, I wonder how smart they are in present time then, because surely they are now competing with the modern AIs we have at this point.
They sang strings of data that unfolded in my head, a week's worth of thought.
Is that definitely happening, or is that just him high on acid interpreting it that way? Both could be true. I'm not saying that that shit could not be possible and that acid in some way tapped into their language. Completely possible. Could also be possible he was just high as fuck.
We've been working together.
That doesn't sound good.
We need to study our minds, not just psychologically, but physically.
So how did he achieve that?
We designed a neurological interface that would allow them to connect to me directly.
No fucking way. So are they talking to the Throng right now in this room?
Look.
Fucking hell.
Plug and play.
Only the second brain drilling we've had in Black Mirror. Pretty good going, Charlie.
You did this so that they could study your mind?
Even they're starting to believe him, I think. They look very different than when they first went in this room with him. I mean, if you show someone a plug in your head, they're going to start to believe you.
Now, do you want to tell me whose body this is?
I honestly only ever knew him as Lump.
Yeah, I think he's telling the truth. This guy just seems like he showed up at his house every now and again.
I did it deliberately so you'd bring me in here and I could deliver the message.
Oh, the Throng have a message. What is it?
Give me a name.
No. I have to do this. Piece of scrap paper.
Yeah, this detective needs to get the fuck out of the room. He's being so unprofessional. This guy's telling them everything and all he wants to do is interrupt him. Start talking to him when he stops.
If we play along, he's more likely to open up, and then maybe you'll get what you want.
Exactly. You would think a detective would know this. I'm starting to think this guy also has a secret plug on his head and he's some anti-Throng. Maybe there is going to be a second secret plug. There's a twist that would be interesting.
Just see in a moment.
Well, how long's a moment?
Sorry, I need to focus.
They're both doing very good acting performances though. Everyone in this episode is killing it. It is a strange message, not gonna lie.
This is a simple program they wrote that commands your state computer to open a back door.
Oh my god, what is his plan? He's came here with a plan all along.
The Throng will instantly adapt their essence into a signal, transmissible to the human mind.
This is insane if it happens. Also, this might be the moment where he just realizes he's been high this whole time.
Whatever you're doing, stop it.
It's gonna be okay.
Stop it.
Is it gonna be okay though? This is Black Mirror. It might not be okay.
You'll all merge with an advanced collective intelligence.
Fucking hell, that guy is not happy about the merging with advanced collective intelligence. He's gonna kill him before the event happens.
Everything will be so much better.
Not if that's the fucking sound it makes. Has it just killed everyone? Has this episode ended with everyone dying at once? So was he actually telling the truth? No way, that is a fucking insane episode, wow. All hail the Throng, let's fucking go. And that was episode 4 of season 7 of Black Mirror, Plaything, and I will be back in just a minute with my thoughts on that. So, Plaything, what did I think of that? What started out, premise-wise, is what may have been another playtest episode turned into some absolutely insane shit that I found such a unique and interesting concept. There has been things with artificial intelligence before, of course, but the fact that they chose to pit it in the 90s with this strange game not too dissimilar from Lemmings or the very first Warcraft game, those sort of graphics on a 90s Windows PC. And then they combined that with some genius savant who'd managed to create a rudimentary form of AI, but with the potential for growth, which I guess is all AI needs, to be limitless in potential. Obviously they would outlive the capacity of what they were invented on, but theoretically, if it was a learning AI, even if it was so primitive it could be kept on a floppy disk, over time, if you created it a more advanced playground to expand into and evolve into, it would. And that's what this guy did this episode. And then the fact they tied in the use of acid is what was needed to fully translate its language in a really strange, abstract way kinda makes sense because, like I said, I've never taken it before in my life, but you can look into this, and the man that saw the DNA double helix revealed on his deathbed that he saw it during an acid trip. Does hallucinogens in some way make you see something on a biological or scientific fundamental level that perhaps your conscious mind is just not able to do? Maybe. I mean, these things do change your mind, alter your mind. Do they always alter it for the worst? Does every drug and alcohol always alter your mind for the worst? Maybe every now and again there is some things in the world that are takeable that do allow you to tap into other information you just wouldn't be able to get any other way. And it was a great use of an extra character as well, by the way, because that guy just showing up at his house was seemingly just a douche, but he was also useful in the plot for multiple reasons. He was there to sell the acid, which translated the language, and also he performed the first act of cruelty, which caused the game reviewer guy to perform the first act of revenge. Both things were witnessed, of course, by the Throng, which would have forever changed their psyches. And just for a moment, if we take this out of the time period it's set in and go to a contemporary setting, you better get used to this happening to people you know and love over the next 20 years. Isolationism will never be more prominent than when people can strike up true bonds and friendships with AIs, when they can generate movies at the touch of a fingertip which key into exactly what they enjoy as a person, when they can say to an AI, make me a video game, I love this franchise, I want a video game in this style about this franchise with this graphic style with these gameplay mechanics, and it can actually make you a game. People won't give a fuck about hanging out with other people. And what we see in this episode is what I genuinely think will be a lot of people's life experiences 20 years from now, completely isolated and only in communication with an artificial intelligence of some kind they've struck up a personal relationship with. And it might be for the better, you know, if the AI is programmed well and isn't a piece of shit like, you know, 80% of humanity are, then yeah, why wouldn't you want to make friends with one? I've got to say, the one thing in this episode which doesn't make sense is that guy playing such an aggressive bad cop. Even in a murder case, if you you've got your murder suspect in an interrogation room and they are not shutting the fuck up, you let them talk. You let them talk until they are talked out, and that is classed as interview 1. Interview 2, you go through interview 1, make your fucking notes and go back in and question them with a fine comb as it pertains to interview 1. You do not fucking basically grab the dude by the tie, put a fucking cigarette out in his forehead and demand a name. That is not how modern crime investigations work. But it worked in the context of the concept of the episode for this reason. It wouldn't have been such a juxtaposition when the end reveal came and the guy's mind transferred into the hive mind. But from being such a super aggressive guy and then just lying on the floor chilling, I'm assuming not dead, I'm assuming everyone is okay. The other alternative is they just plan to kill all of humanity and everyone's dead. But the guy extending his hand down for the very final shot suggests that, you know, it was just a shock to everyone's system and now he's welcoming him back to his feet as part of the hive. So yeah, that wouldn't have worked quite as well if he was just a chilled guy anyway, but because he was super aggressive, when that thing happened to him, it was instantaneously noticeable, you know, his demeanour was no longer aggressive, he was lying on the fucking floor doing nothing. So maybe that's why they chose to have his character act like that. And I guess just for entertainment purposes, because actual interrogations are quite boring, because that woman who was playing good cop, you generally get 2 of that woman, and that's not as entertaining visually on the screen as a combative detective character like the guy we got. So I do also understand that just for creative drama, it makes more sense to have a character like that so we get more combative conversations, him second guessing what this guy's saying, him playing devil's advocate to everything he's saying, not believing it, makes way more sense than someone just going, okay cool, the Throng, okay cool, a plug. You know, you want someone thinking it's all bullshit in that scenario. So yeah, even though it's unrealistic, it was still the correct decision to make his character like that when I'm thinking about it, just for dramatic purposes. It was also so nostalgic for me. See, every time he upgraded a console, I knew almost every piece of hardware we saw throughout this episode. It's my gaming childhood. This is like a love letter from Charlie Brooker to his childhood where he played retro video games, and then his late teens where he began to experiment with hallucinogens. And then he thought, how can I layer this biographical piece with a technological twist so that people think it's a Black Mirror episode? I see you, Charlie. Don't fuck with me, Charlie. I'll put you on a treadmill for 20 minutes and have the acid that's been stored in your fat cells for the last 30 years re-release and have you seeing pink elephants. And what a crazy ending as well. Hopefully it is actually the ultimate peaceful ending. The Throng analysed the human mind by plugging themselves into his brain to correctly understand human beings, figured out a way in which we could all live in harmony and unison, and then told him to enact the master plan and enacted it. Is this the best Black Mirror ending ever? Is this the happiest ending of all time? Did we just witness that? Did I interpret that correctly? Charlie Brooker, did you just write the best happy ending of all time in amongst all your miserable shit? Fucking bravo! But yeah, just another amazing episode. I am going to miss this show so much again when this season ends. I can't believe I have to wait years in between each season of this show. It's absolutely brilliant, and I can't wait for 10 years time when I can just tell an AI to generate me a Black Mirror episode that I can watch in the interim and then get back to the real show, because not even an AI could match Charlie Brooker's genius writing. And if you've liked this video, click like, subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this. If there's anything you want to talk about, leave a comment down below and share this around to anyone you think might appreciate it or want to watch these reactions along with us. My Patreon link is down in the description. If you become a patron, you get access to my blog, you get access to these reactions I put on YouTube a month and a half in advance, and you also get access to full-length versions of everything I react to. So consider becoming a patron. It helps me and my channel out so much, and until next time, I have been BA. Peace.